Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome back. It is Deanna, Aaron and Celeste here for your Tuesday, as usual.
And how fabulous is this weather?
Oh, my gosh. We're having like a mini, I guess winter-style heat wave right now.
Like I'm wearing this T-shirt at the moment, which is exciting because I'm sick of rugging up.
Oh, same.
And it's only the first week of winter.
But apparently someone was telling me that the rain is coming in.
Yeah, tomorrow apparently.
Is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've just got to enjoy it. But that's usually what happens, right? It gets really hot and then it gets cloudy and then all of a sudden...
Yep, here comes Lorraine again.
The rains are coming.
Lorraine, do-do-do-do. We had a big weekend.
We had a huge weekend this weekend just gone.
Massive. Started with Friday. Big appearance on Friday night.
We did.
One and only David Heath.
Woo!
Yeah.
Legend, radio host and panelist to the stars, a.k.a. us. We were on his show on Friday night, had a ball.
We were. Fun. It was good. It was good to be on somebody else's show for a change. I felt like it was so much easier than doing our own show.
I know, the pressure was off.
I know.
It was all on David, which was great.
It was all on David. And he, you know what, he held his own. But he does have like 35 years experience on us. So, that's probably why.
That's true. That's true.
So thanks for that, David. He is here now paneling us.
He's like, back
He comes
to
and
the
does his community service every Tuesday with us.
Community service.
It's funny. He says to us every Tuesday, this is the highlight and the low light of my week.
And you know what? I agree with you.
Also, Saturday night, we had the one and only Radio Italia Uno annual gala.
The gala.
Our first gala that we went to.
Our first gala.
We
and
did.
was that your first time being in a big Italian style event, Aaron?
It was, well, apart from your girls' weddings.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my first big Italian event.
Different to an Aussie event?
In some ways, yeah. But, I mean, how fabulous was the food, the wine, just the overall night was a great night.
It was great spirits. Everyone was in good spirits. Everyone was there to have a good time.
Whether it be bourbon or...
We had Aaron had a good dance with our nonna as well.
The best. And I had a good chat about, because what I really want to do is I've always wanted to be part of one of those, sauce making days.
Oh,
me too. We've never done the sauce day.
Have you not?
My
done the
husband's
sauce?
family does the sauce. So I have been present for it, but never have I done it from start to finish.
Yeah.
And never have we done it with our own family.
See, I'm usually on the sauce. It'd be nice to make the sauce.
And then be on the sauce after making the sauce.
Exactly. But I did have a good chat with your nonna.
Yeah.
You understood her? That's
Beautiful
amazing.
Nonna. Yeah, no, I by the end of the night, the more alcohol I had, the more I was able to understand. But we had a really good boogie. It was lots of fun.
It was good. So a big thank you to the station, and thank you to Kathy and Vincenzo and the team at the Marquette Club as well for taking care of us, especially because we're all a bit fussy with our dietary requirements, and they did so well.
We must
have catered for us.
Our dietary requirements must be a nightmare for the Italian community.
Yes. Well, I think any community.
Or any community.
Kitchen we walk in and they're like, oh, God.
They're a nightmare for
How many different variations do we have?
When we went to Italy in 2010, my nonna tried to convince us to not actually have dietary requirements. She was that worried about it.
Well, actually, a friend at work told me that when she went to Italy, and she's a vegan, she went to Italy, she found a real struggle.
Oh, how long ago was this?
There, probably about 10 years ago, she said.
Oh, okay. It's a long time ago. We are going, Celeste and I are going next month. Can you believe we're going to Italy next month?
We're in Italy in August, so the month after, but yes.
Okay, well,
we leave next month.
We leave for Greece next month. There you go.
La-di-da.
End of next month, I know. So
what am I going to do without you girls on a Tuesday?
Oh, the sky's the limit.
It's David and I. It's just going to be called a gay. A Dave and a Gay.
Dave and a Gay.
Dave and a Gay.
Let's make it happen.
I like it.
All right, well, later in the show, we'll be announcing the winner of the Bobby Fox competition that we announced last week for that double pass as well. So stay tuned for that one. But, Aaron, you found something interesting at the toilets.
Oh, I always
you got a work tail, don't you?
I always find something interesting at the toilets. And in particular today, I found something kind of annoying, but I'll tell you about it more after this. had something very interesting happen to me today. So, as you know, I walk into work and walk home from work because, I like to keep fit. And what happens is I get into work, I get into the office, and I go to change. Now, on our floor, we've got a disabled toilet, which also has a shower in it.
Oh, right.
And
I thought you were going to go somewhere
know
else
that
with that.
you changed when you got to work. So you actually walk in, like, your gym gear.
In my gym gear, yeah. I don't sweat that much, though, because I'm not,
Well, it's pretty cold at the moment.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
Yeah,
But,
right.
but yeah.
So do you shower when you get there?
No, I hate shower. I couldn't shower at work. That'd be disgusting.
Yeah.
I got in there, went to go get changed. Now the door was shut and locked. And I thought, okay, well, someone's obviously showering, so I'll use the male toilets. But before I went to walk off, I noticed on the door someone had put up a sign.
Oh, God.
Now,
What did they say?
Here we go. Before 9 a.m, consider using the other bathroom to leave the shower free for your running/cycling colleagues. Now,
So you're saying this was directed at you?
I felt personally attacked by this.
Do
would
other
too.
people use that in the morning, like not just you?
Now,
Or...
so to paint the picture, not every level at my work has this facility.
Right,
So it's
okay.
every second level, right?
Okay.
But the thing that got me was it's actually also, the main reason it's there is that it's a disabled toilet.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
okay.
to me, that was pretty offensive to anyone, that had a disability.
Absolutely.
To
'Cause
say, hey, I'm a cyclist. I take priority.
I need the shower.
I need the shower.
Look, the cyclists don't make it easy with the cycling debate, do they?
Don't
Sometimes?
don't get me started on frickin' cyclists. Oh my God.
Is that why you don't bike ride to work?
Oh my God, no, you won't get me on a bike. Nah. So I've got a bit of a suspicion of who I think put this sign
Yeah,
up, right?
I love that.
Because there is a serial office Karen in
Oh.
my office.
Okay.
Now I'm not gonna provide more details because I'll just probably get into big trouble if she is listening.
Right.
Or she or he is listening.
Oh, so when you say office Karen, we are assuming that it is a female.
Or it could be a they.
Yeah,
Let's be
okay.
extra inclusive here. But so what I did was, it's funny. I had a little a pen in my bag, so I just underneath the sign in capital letters wrote, "Computer says no."
That's fantastic. You responded to the letter.
I just thought it'd be quite humorous. And by the time lunchtime hit today, the sign had been taken down. So obviously it did offend someone.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But
Did you think about going to confront the Karen in which you suspect and saying, did you pop this sign on the door?
No, because he or she scares me.
Oh.
A very intimidating Karen.
Okay.
Right.
And let me
Okay,
tell
got
you,
it.
very stereotypical.
Yep.
Very stereotypical. Typical, cardigan on the back of the chair, short
I've
hair.
got my jacket on the back of the chair right now. Are you trying to say that I'm a Karen?
No, you got long hair. It's all right. You're safe. But this particular Karen
Yeah.
has, been a Karen for many years.
Right.
I mean, we had one incident where... And this Karen sends several emails out to people on the floor, right? It was an email from the cutlery police
Oh my God, that's amazing.
That's a thing.
stating that the cutlery in the shared kitchen had dwindled to the point that they had to go and check people's drawers to make sure people weren't keeping the cutlery in their drawers for themselves.
So is she, he, she...
He, she, they.
Is this person an assigned kitchen monitor? Is this a role that they have been given, or is this a self-appointed?
I gotta be honest.
I'm going to be like the
It's the
kitchen
latter.
manager.
It's
I don't
the
know if you
latter.
guys agree with me, though. I feel like it's these people in the office that are also the ones who put their hand up in the last couple of years to be the COVID marshals.
Yes! I was just about to go there with you, Deanna, because
The
this
people who
he,
are like-
she, they was a COVID marshal.
Right? Like, I'm sorry. Like, no offense to all of you out there who put your hand up to be a COVID marshal.
Or were made
and,
to be a COVID
Or
marshal.
if you were made to be a COVID marshal, right? But, like, I feel like the ones who just really, like, were super serious about the
Yes.
job, you're like, you have to be that person
Yeah.
in an office.
That person
That
in
is
particular.
just, like, monitoring shit that's not your business.
Oh my God. If you didn't have your mask on in shared areas,
I would love it. You know, it would be awesome if you had that person in your department, right? And every time they sent it like an unsolicited advice type email,
Yeah.
you could, when you report junk, like if it could send it back to them to be like, Aaron Collis has flagged your email as bullshit.
Reported
like,
as spam.
Send that back. Report it as spam.
Deanna, do you have any office Karens? And it can't be me because we work together, so...
Can I just say, just before girls go on with the office Karen thing, I work with a Karen who's amazing, by the way. So I
actual Karen.
Sorry for the real Karens out there.
We're talking about hypothetical Karens.
Exactly.
Well... At least it's not we're using Karen as a reference. But if your name is Karen out there...
I would love to interview someone named... Let's get your Karen in the studio and interview them. What it's like being a Karen in today's Karen society.
Yeah, I know. I feel like you're just like stereotyped right away.
It's just an assumed role now, isn't it?
They'll never recover that
If you're
name.
a Karen, reach out to us on socials and let us know what it's like being a Karen in today's climate.
Yes. Deanna.
I had a quick think about this one, right? Because Aaron did say we were going to be talking about office Karens and if we had any. And I thought, it's been 15 years since I've been employed by somebody else, right? And so in my employment arena, we tend to all get on pretty well. But about like one of the last jobs I had before I was self-employed was at a very prominent Adelaide retail store. And in this particular retail store, and I had been very experienced in retail. I started working in retail at the youngest age I could, so I was like 13 years old and 9 months, I think it was back then, that you could start working. And I had a lot of experience by the time I was like 18, 19 years old. I was quite good. I actually got poached for this particular job by the manager at the time. The manager was amazing. The owners, however, were... they're quite well known in Adelaide, and I'm not going to name names on air, but they are known for being...
That would be juicy. We need some controversy.
I know. No, I'm not going to name names. They're known for being a little bit stuck up, and in real life they were worse than what they're known for. When you work for someone, you just get to know it.
So can confirm.
Can confirm. So my office Karens used to when it was quiet, make us as retail people work in this 4-level establishment spot clean the floors of 4 levels of retail. So literally on your hands and knees going around on like a concrete floor and like spraying a little mark and cleaning it off.
Oh, God.
And also I got in trouble for greeting the customers because we were supposed to be aloof and just say, hey. And I came from a retail background where I was like, hello, how are you today? And I wasn't allowed to say that.
I wonder if that's Zara's policy.
Yeah, maybe.
Look, my office Karen is obviously you, Deanna, but considering that we work together and I'm not allowed to say that.
You can say what you like.
No, I don't think we have an office Karen, to be honest with you. Obviously, we've worked together for 15 years and we've had a lot of staff come and go, but I wouldn't say we've ever had a Karen. I'm sure if you asked a lot of the staff members, they'd probably say it was one of us because we were their managers or their bosses. But no, I don't think we've had one. But pranksters, office pranksters is one that we have had, and I would self-appoint myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would appoint you.
I would be the Talent Work / Voice House self-appointed office prankster because I love a good office prank. I think it's great.
Too.
It just breeds a nice, fun environment, and it makes everyone feel relaxed.
If you've got the right team to respond to it, which we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a small team as well, so you'll know each other a bit more personally, which does make it easier. And I know that's obviously harder in a job like your own, Aaron.
Yeah.
But in terms of like Karens, no. Pranksters, yes. It's me. I love a good prank. Like one time I hid in the cupboard in our old studios located at Prospect. We're now in the Adelaide CBD. We were located at Prospect. We had studios, multiple rooms upstairs, and in one of them was really big dance space, and we had all these cupboards in the dance space.
Yeah.
And I hid in one of the cupboards and waited for all of the coaches to come in, like whenever their shift started, which they'd come in close together. And every time one of them would come in, I'd jump out and scare them. And we filmed it. Deanna was actually like standing behind a wall with a camera filming it. And then we actually edited it and put it on YouTube.
I once stuck gaffer tape underneath a laser mouse. And my colleague's like, why is my mouse not working? I don't know what's going on.
Oh, my God. That's fantastic.
It was fantastic. It was great.
Good office pranks. I love a good office prank. Yeah. And speaking of office pranks, The Office is actually making a comeback to some Australian TV.
Yes.
I actually never got into the series.
Neither did I.
Neither did I.
But that is making a comeback, and we are going to talk about that more on our next segment.
So before the break, we were just chatting about office pranks and office Karens, and now The Actual Office, the TV show, is making its comeback to Australian TV with some big news. First time it's ever going to have an Australian female boss. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, groundbreaking.
That's awesome.
It's Deanna. No,
It's me. You know, I would love... You know what I would actually love, speaking of offices? I would love to be on Shark Tank.
Did you say Shark Tank?
No, I didn't say Shark Tank. I said Shark Tank.
Interestingly enough, that is what Aaron found in the toilet this morning.
Shark Tank.
Okay, what would be your innovative idea on Shark Tank?
No, I don't want to go on there. I want to be a shark.
Oh, you want to be that,
She likes to
the
bite.
one that owns Boost Juice.
You know, I don't like...
Janine
I love
Allen.
Janine Allen. Yeah, I
Alice.
like Alice. I don't...
Ellis.
Ellis.
Alan Ellis.
Something like that. Janine. Anyway, I love that show. I don't like TV. Anyone who knows me, like, I don't really watch TV, but I would plug my TV back in to watch that. I think it's coming to television at some point in time.
It is. I think it's got a new panel on it too. So.
Yeah.
Does it? I've
So-
never watched it.
It does.
Speaking of comebacks, big news as well. Kim Cattrall is returning to screens in season 2 of And Just Like That.
I can't believe this one.
I was shocked. When I read this news, I was like, surely this is just a rumour that's gotten out of control. It's not actually factual. She herself has posted this on her Instagram.
She's filmed already.
She's filmed already. She's only filmed one scene for the finale. Now,
Yes.
apparently she agreed to do the scene on 2 conditions. The first was that she doesn't talk to Michael Patrick King, who's the co-creator. And the second is that she actually doesn't act in the same room as the rest of the cast.
So what was the reason she didn't do this series to begin with?
She didn't want to continue. Well, she didn't want to continue with a third movie. So initially, after the second movie, and I believe that there was already some bad blood after the movies.
Right.
Going into a third movie, there was, I believe, a script,
Yes.
and the other 3 all were in agreement to do it. And she believed that the story for Samantha was done, and they weren't taking it anywhere that she wanted it to go. So she refused to sign on, which meant that a third movie didn't get made. Obviously, then leaving 3 of them kind of feeling it some type of way.
And they pretty much continued that story from the third movie into And Just Like That with the death of Mr. Big.
Yes.
But what I read, did you hear about what the actual movie was about with Samantha's character for the third movie?
No, I don't know this.
Apparently, there's some storyline where Brady, Miranda's son, started to sext Samantha.
Oh.
Now, that doesn't seem right to me or
It's a
sit
bit
right
icky,
to me.
isn't it?
It's a bit icky. So I think she made the right move. But
I'm shocked
She
when I
would-
read
Maybe
that.
she needed some money.
well, she would have gotten a bucket load of money
She had
from
to.
that
I
one.
believe a huge thing for her was also the financial kind of, like the payment that she was receiving. She felt like she should have been.
Like,
I guess
I'm a
paid
big. I mean,
more.
we're all big Sex and the City fans, right? And
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, I love all the characters. I love Carrie, but Samantha did make.
She was sexy.
She was. We said last week she was the
did
comical
make it.
element.
Like, without Samantha, it wouldn't have had that, like, I guess that dirty oomph that it had. You know?
My favourite Samantha line. It's delicious. Let's just keep that on repeat. We could put that in the ads for Radio Italia Uno for the
There you
promo.
go. Can
you imagine?
I'm sure that would go down well. I also saw a couple of amazing documentaries over the past week.
You've been seeing a few
I've been edumacating myself
on some
On
musicians.
Netflix.
I hear.
on some... Yeah, on Net-
On Netflix.
Actually, no. One was HBO and one was at the cinema. Shut up.
right. Okay.
So... It's not a Netflix and chill situation. No, so the first one I saw was Finding the Voice, the John Farnham documentary. Oh, my God.
You're a big fan of Jono.
We had this conversation last week.
We had it last
You're a
week
big
with
Farnham fan?
David. I'm a huge Farnham fan. I had the mullet as a kid. I performed his concerts on repeat. But a really great insight into his comeback with, You're the Voice, his career, his life overall. And the biggest takeaway I got from the doco was that he was the one that initiated the whatchamacallit?
Bagpipes.
The bagpipes. That's the one. Thanks for being
You
my
were just
brains
staring.
trust there.
Aaron's just staring at me in the eyes, and we just communicated that.
It was.
I didn't even know that that's what you meant, but I just knew.
See, we're just ESPN. But that was great. And then the Donna Summer documentary, which I watched the other day on Foxtel. Oh my gosh, another fabulous documentary.
I saw you post that one.
A really, really great insight. I didn't know much about her, and I went in
Donna
blind,
Summer.
and it was just anyone that's loves Donna Summer's songs.
Well, yeah, I love her music. Don't know that much about her, so I think
Go check
that'd
it
be
out.
interesting.
Absolutely.
Looking for some hot stuff.
Baby this evening.
Yes,
You're
baby.
a bad girl, Celeste.
Baby tonight.
But we know that she worked hard for the money anyway.
She did work hard for the money. Do you know who else works hard for the money? And let us begin by prefacing this, because the last time we spoke about Kylie Minogue, it wasn't well received.
Oh my...
People think we hate Kylie. We would just like to clarify, we actually are fans of Kylie.
On the record, we love
neutral,
Kylie
but yeah.
Minogue.
We do love Kylie Minogue.
Like she's okay.
And yes, I did know that she wrote songs back in the 90s. So anyone listening out there that wants
In
to
saying
leave a
that, though,
comment,
it's good that we got trolling on social media for our conversation about Kylie, because the more trolls we get, it means we're getting more popular, guys.
That's true.
That's what
That's a
they
good
say
point.
anyway.
Trolled.
That's how you frame it.
what's happening in Kylie's world?
Kylie is actually facing some controversy, which lines up great with the topic that we talked about last week in terms of conspiracy theories, because conspiracy theories have made a shocking claim that Kylie Minogue is part of a satanic cult.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Well, it's better the devil you know.
She has been embroiled. Better the devil. You know, they led the article with that saying as well.
Did they?
You just
no,
read that.
stop it.
You just read that. So basically, the Australian pop star is in the midst of a career comeback, which we all know, with her brand new single "Padum Padum," which we listened to, and we actually really loved it. She's been accused of pushing satanic messaging in her music video and album artwork. And I'm not sure if you've seen the front cover of the album, but she is dressed in... Well, actually, you can't see what she's wearing. She looks kind of like she's naked, to be completely honest with you. Hair pulled back, just completely bare décolletage, and she has holding a gem or a diamond in front of her eye in what can be very often interpreted as the 666 symbol in front of her eye.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, yes, I can see it now.
So she sold her soul for a comeback.
Well,
Is that what they're saying?
they're saying that
maybe her
perhaps
career was
she
over,
has.
and then she was like, you know what, I want to do it.
There's been a lot there now. This symbol so she's got the gem in front of her eye and kind of holding up three fingers while she's holding it, which represents the 666. There's a lot of celebrities that have been called out for using this symbol, whether it be in photos, in paparazzi pics, in red carpet
Perry.
appearances, in album
It's
covers.
coming off a lot more, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's the reason a lot of people aren't too big of a fan. What do we think?
Well, it's a good point. I mean, I'm not going to say anything negative about Kylie at all today.
You know what I think? I don't care, because they can troll me if they want. No, you know what I think? I think it's like curious. Is there something behind all of this, or are the celebrities just taking the piss right now? And she's just like, you know what, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon too. Because at the end of the day, like they say in media, I mean, all publicity is good publicity.
True.
Because it's raising her profile.
Yeah.
So did she go, you know what, like, let's do this just for... You don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because it seems a bit off-brand for her.
Yes.
It does, actually. She's very clean cut.
Very clean cut, very pop princess. And this is a little bit like Lady Gaga-ish.
I also question, and this is not anything against Kylie, but a lot of times the celebrities that we believe are the ones influencing kind of this belief system of, let's say, the Illuminati, generally tend to have quite a big influence on pop culture. Is Kylie still that person?
That's a good point.
Is she past that stage, and is her following not the type? I don't know.
She probably is for the gay community, definitely. Like, she's still... Or she fizzled out.
I consider her to be, but then, you ask a lot of other younger gays and it's more Beyonce or Ariana or,
right.
Rihanna.
Yes.
So a lot of people think Kylie's kind of part of the old gay world, not the new gay world. So, but I still consider her part of the new gay world.
I guess time will tell.
I love
She's still a
Kyles.
pop princess to you.
She is.
Before we finish off our Tuesday tea time, it just wouldn't be a tea time if we didn't make reference to the one and only Kardashians.
God.
Aaron's fave.
Do we have to?
I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This week we are
torture.
well, obviously they've come back for a third season of their Hulu show, entitled The Kardashians. But the reason we're chatting Kardashians today is Khloe, after 10 months, has finally announced the name of her, I don't want to say newborn son, but newborn son.
Hang on. It took her 10 months to have a baby?
10 months. No,
she didn't let the name
she didn't
release.
let the name be released for 10 months. So he was born 10 months before May.
Is this for his privacy?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure. It follows in the footsteps of her sister Kylie, who did the same with her. Well, actually, Kylie named her son Wolf and then took it back. She just takes backsies.
What?
Yeah, so she announced the name of her son on social media, and then a few days later announced on social media that they had decided that the name didn't suit him. Then they no longer
After
wanted...
10 months?
No, after a few days.
Oh, right.
What did they
Okay.
change it to?
That's a good question. I have to look into that. It was Wolf Webster. And then she did a takesy-backsies. She posted on social media that after consideration, they've decided the name doesn't suit him, so that will no longer be his name.
Do you know what that sounds like, though? She's looking at her kid like a brand. She's like, oh, Wolf, no, that's not right. That's not right. We've got to get it right for the branding.
It didn't get the response we had hoped for when I announced the name on social media. Therefore, we need to rebrand.
That's right.
We need to capitalise on this.
Well, Chloe has announced the name of her son. Like I said, it's been 10 months, and she announced it on the show. It's been shrouded in secrecy.
Right.
Okay, so when she had her daughter, I think 3 or 4 years ago, I don't believe her name was hidden at all. So she's True, and the reason is, I guess her name is True. True.
Yeah, I'm sure it's true. What is it?
I know. Very nice, Aaron.
What?
How long have you been
you
working on
saying
that one?
her name is actually True?
I actually didn't know her name was
Yes,
True.
her name
That's
is
not
True
true.
Thompson. True Thompson.
God.
That is true.
So what's this one called then? False?
Right, so everyone had already assumed, based on, I guess, like previous episodes of the Kardashians as well, that she was going to name her next child with a T name, because father of the child, even though the child was born from a surrogate mother, father of the child is the father of her first baby, True. His name is Tristan Thompson, so TT there.
Right.
Then True Thompson. So there was already this, I guess, kind of preconceived notion that it was going to be a TT name, and there was a lot of speculation about what the names were. She's announced it is Tatum Robert Thompson.
TRT.
TRT. So Robert being the name of her father, who passed away, obviously, well-known attorney in the US. And Tatum is his name.
What's a Tatum?
Well, at least
And Tatum is his game.
well, at least she didn't name him OJ.
I don't know where they pull these names
That would
from.
have been inappropriate.
But speaking of baby names, because we saw this, we thought, you know what? Baby names can get so out of hand these days. People just they go far with trying to be unique and special with the baby names. So we put it out to our listeners. We said, we want to hear some of the craziest baby names that you have heard, and we got some great responses. So stay tuned. After the break, we're going to come back and talk craziest baby names. And we are back to Brunettes A Gay here on your Tuesday night. If you were with us before the break, we were in our segment Tea Time, and we were talking about Khloe Kardashian finally announcing the name of her newborn son after 10 months. Viewers have been waiting 10 months for her to announce this name, and it is Tatum Robert. So following in tradition of Tristan, True, it is Tatum with the double T initial. So because of that, we put it out to our listeners last week, and we asked, what are the craziest baby names you've ever heard? Now, I'd just like to preface that by saying we're not saying that Tatum is a crazy baby name. If there's any Khloe Kardashian lovers out there that think we're coming for her. But it did lead us to ask the question.
It's an unusual baby name.
It is. Yeah. It did lead us to ask the question, crazy baby names, right? We got some funny responses. First one, Charmaine. Now, is it the spelling of this one that makes it so funny?
Yeah, because I feel like that's not a crazy name, because I know people called Charmaine.
Yeah,
this one is spelt Charmayne.
That's long.
Charmaine.
Yeah, that's, actually,
Charmaine, please.
Can I talk about
Giving me
this?
Kath and Kim Forbes.
Pet peeve of mine, and because I guess used to work with kids, right, when I first started as a music teacher, and Celeste, you would be in the same boat as well. Pet peeve of mine was when people will take a really beautiful or simplistic name and change the spelling to something virtually unrecognizable, and it's spelt like JKLMSQ, and you read it and they're like, no, it's pronounced Sarah. Like, no, it's not, actually.
Hello, Sarah.
Pet peeve of mine. I'm sorry, I am all one for the correct spelling of things. That's just a little rant.
It actually makes me laugh because when I think back to early days when we started our business, we had a lot of group classes.
We did.
With kids, and when you would ask them, sometimes you'd ask them their name or whatever, and you'd write it down on the roll, and the teacher couldn't quite understand what the kid was saying. So they just write down kind of what they heard. And some of the names that we would get back on the rolls, there was a little girl called Taylor.
So funny.
But the coach wrote her down as Tayol, Tayol. And we were like, what is a Tayol? And who named their child this? But it was Taylor.
We found out later that she was Irish.
Yes.
And so when she was like, Taylor, the coach didn't understand it.
Great fun.
Hilarious.
Right, so we had another one, Tiger.
Tiger. Oh,
Like, I don't know. I mean, it's not crazy, but like with the kid at school, like Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Should have been Tiger Thompson.
That's a good stage name. That's a good OnlyFans name for when they're older.
It's a good basketball player's name.
I don't know. I'd be
Tiger
pissed
Thompson.
if my name was Tiger. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like as I get older, I wouldn't appreciate
Tiger,
that.
if you're listening, we're huge fans. We got another one, Vader. Vader. V-A-Y-D-A-H.
Is that like Darth
Vader?
Vader?
Well, it's spelt differently. This is V-A-Y-D-A-H, so it's Vader. But I'm wondering, was it like inspired by Darth Vader?
Vader.
Vader. I don't
What
know.
a Vader
Surely.
go.
But they've just obviously Australianised it. It's Vader.
Well, I've also heard
Have a
of
smoke
another
with
Vader,
Vader.
but spelt differently again. I think it was D-E-A or
Maybe
something
it's a
like
cultural
that.
thing.
I don't know.
It could be.
It's interesting.
Okay.
Okay, then this one, which I'm actually not too... Lennon.
I like
I don't
that.
hate it.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Right?
Yeah, no, I
Lennon,
don't hate
legend.
it. Because
Yeah,
I think,
fine.
you know the way
John
I
Legend
think about
or John
names,
Lennon?
the way that
John Lennon is a legend.
Exactly.
the way that I think about names is I imagine like the person, you know, like 20 or 30, because I think a lot of people
Yeah.
name their kids based on when they're a baby, and it's like it's
Yeah.
cute for like the first 5 years of their life, but what happens when they grow up? What happens when they're a professional adult?
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
they're trying to, I don't know, get into
Tiger.
politics or something, and they're like,
can you
what's your
imagine-
name? Tiger.
Or Cub.
Can you imagine if the person in your office that is the Karen's name was Tiger? Like, how do you approach that? Tiger, can I have a chat to you about the note you left in the bathroom? I know. All right, we got
else?
two left, and these two are definitely the craziest that I've heard. Okay, first one, and I don't even know if this is how you pronounce it because it's joined, so there's not spaces between it, but A, B, C, D, E.
No.
Yeah,
Is that for reals?
believe so.
Abkd.
What?
So
Was
is it
that person
Abkd
on
or is it
when
A, B,
they
C,
named
D,
that
E?
kid?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, look,
Or
I
maybe-
mean, this is great talking about parents who we don't know what they're on when they name their kids. Like, we did have a past employee. No offense, sorry, parents out there. We did have a past employee whose last name was Curtin and her middle name was Brown.
Yeah. True.
Oh, no, her married name was Brown. No, sorry, her middle name was Lacey.
Yes. So it was
And then
Lacey
she married a Brown. And so she became, so her middle name was Lacey.
Yes.
And then she became a Brown Curtin as a hyphen.
Curtin Brown.
It was a Curtin Brown.
Yes, but it was
Brown.
Lacey Curtin, and it was done on purpose because they thought
And it was done
funny.
on purpose because their parents thought it was funny, yeah.
Last one, and this
Yeah.
one is crazy to me.
Okay.
So again, just letters, but pronounced.
Yep.
So this person did tell us how this is pronounced. So letters X, Y, Z,
Yeah.
pronounced Ziz.
God.
Zais.
They're both
people
just like
are-
staring into the distance. like,
Absolutely cooked.
You have Aaron and I have nothing to say.
What do you
I
say to
don't
that
know
name?
any person, because if that person didn't tell us the pronunciation of that name, I don't know any person that would look at X, Y, Z and go, oh, that's Ziz.
Exactly.
You'd be like, yes.
Isn't that Elon Musk's kid?
Is it?
Didn't Elon Musk have a kid with that singer, and it was like just?
You know,
legend?
we should put up. We should do like a poll, like not a poll or something about this, like a vote,
Yeah.
where we decide whether or not people can just make up names.
Exactly.
You know, like, can you just make up names? Like, is that a thing? I don't know. There should be a law
There,
against
well,
this.
there is laws against certain names that you can't use.
Yes,
Yeah,
I believe
that's
that they
true.
release a list every year of names that you can no longer call your child.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was looking at this topic, doing some research for it. I actually found some pretty crazy baby names. There's a million of them out there.
Oh, we've got somebody calling that I like. We will answer your call shortly.
That's Zai's on the phone.
but we have
Ziz,
to
I'm like,
get
why
to a
are you-
break soon. So
Why
not
are you
right now.
talking about me?
But also, well, speaking of the Kardashians, while we're on the topic, we may as well address the pink elephant in the room, so to speak. Now, season 3 of the Kardashians premiered recently, but apparently Kris Jenner also premiered her new face. So I saw this on a few, TV stations, and they were showing clips and also the news articles. Now, she is a visitor in her own face.
These days, they say.
What has happened to her face?
I will say that up until you sent the pictures, I was kind of like, I don't think she looks that different. And then you sent the pictures of the scene in which they're talking about in the show, and I was like, wow, she looks like Michael Jackson.
Or Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli. She looks like Liza Minnelli.
Actually,
she does.
that is true.
It's the hair.
Yeah,
But see, with plastic surgery, though, obviously people can go way too far. And so we decided
we put it out to a poll. We wanted to know.
put it to a poll.
We wanted to know.
We wanted to know, basically, if you have a friend or a family member that does plastic surgery, we wanted to know whether you would tell them if they've gone too far.
Interesting.
So we got the poll results today.
And what did our poll say?
Our poll stated...
Close one.
It was a close one. Yes, no one deserves to be botched, 44%. And it's 2023, their body, their choice, 56%.
I think it's interesting because I think it depends on your relationship with the person.
And I kind of I would feel like, I don't know, I feel like a hypocrite saying this, because when I commented the other week about people coming up to me with unsolicited advice about my hair,
Yes.
I didn't like it. But I think I would tell someone that
But
was
you would
close to
give
me
unsolicited advice.
if they've been botched.
You said you would,
or if they've just gone
You
too
know,
far that
though-
you can't recognise them anymore.
Yes.
Like, in saying that, you got to remember that it is something that is permanent.
Yeah.
And so you do not want to be saying something to someone that they're going to develop a complex around that they can't change. So
I
you gotta
think
be
it's
careful.
all in the tact, right? So I don't think I'd ever go to someone and say, you've had too much work done.
Yeah.
But I might be inclined to someone very close to me to say, maybe stop there because you look great as you are, and I
Yeah.
don't think you should take it any further. Because, if you're already seeing it might be borderline too far, is it time to kind of... This is turning into a shit advice segment, isn't it?
It is. But look at Michael Jackson, though. If only someone had told him, look, stop after Thriller.
Welcome back, everyone. We have a fabulous guest for you now. Now, Anthony is a multi-award-winning Elvis tribute artist from Melbourne in Victoria. Please welcome to the show, who will be here in Adelaide soon for Shake, Rattle and Roll, Anthony Petrucci. Welcome to the show, Anthony. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction.
No, you are most welcome. We are very excited to have you on the show. So you are going to be coming to Adelaide soon for one of Australia's spectacular performances, which is 50s and 60s song and dance spectacular, Shake, Rattle and Roll, which has been getting a lot of publicity at the moment. Tell our listeners what the show is all about.
Absolutely. So we'll be at the Barton Theatre on the 17th of June.
Right, 17th.
And so they can expect basically an all-singing and all-dancing rock and roll stage spectacle with 15 cast members. We've got 10 champion ballroom dancers. We've got 5 dynamic singers, and we will basically cover songs from the 50s and 60s songbooks. It's a great show.
It sounds like a cool show, for
Sounds
sure.
awesome.
Now, Anthony, tell us, what does it take to become a multi-award-winning Elvis tribute artist? So tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming an Elvis tribute.
I kind of got into the business kind of by accident. I always had an affinity. I mean, I grew up listening to Elvis and watching Elvis's movies, and I quickly, growing up, I quickly grew to become highly invested in his music and his career. And soon after I finished up high school, I kind of fell into the business after winning Starstruck, and snowballed from there.
Yeah, wow. That sounds like it has been an interesting journey for you. So tell us, you have performed in some brilliant places all around the country, or all around the world, sorry, like the Imperial Palace in Las Vegas, where apparently in Legends in Concert you appeared as the youngest Elvis ever. And also the Lyric Theatre in Mississippi as well. So tell us what it has been like to tour around and about some of the amazing shows that you've done.
It's been mind blowing. I mean, having the opportunity, I should say, to play Vegas after winning Starstruck was, yeah. I mean, I was 20 at the time, and it was just something that I had really just been dreaming about growing up, and being in Vegas and playing in the Legends in Concert show, which is one of the, if not the longest running tribute show in the world. It was just, yeah, it's pretty surreal, and at the time, I mean, it was just something that, like I said, I could only have dreamt of. Many years later, I got the opportunity to perform again in Tupelo, Mississippi, where Elvis was born.
Absolutely. Do you have a favourite Elvis song that you actually perform, or is the favourite Elvis song that you perform not your favourite to listen to? Like, what's your favourite?
To say a favourite would be pretty hard. I mean, there's a song for all occasions.
Have you been to Adelaide before to perform?
Yeah, see, we've been to Adelaide quite a few times, and we're looking forward to coming back, and we're always treated well, and we love coming to Adelaide, and we're looking forward to playing the Barton Theatre on the 17th of June.
Anthony, it has been such a pleasure to talk to you. We look forward to having you in Adelaide on the 17th of June.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and having me on your show. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just before you go, I just want to say thank you very much.
That's my line.
It's the moment you've all been waiting for, the draw of the Bobby Fox double pass for his show on Saturday the 1st of July at the Regal Theatre. Thank you to Marcus Hementz. If you went onto our socials and you entered the draw, thank you so much for doing that. We are going to do a random draw live on air. So are we going to do a drum roll?
Yep.
Those costly sound effects that we have.
All right.
The
winner of the Bobby Fox draw goes to someone whom I actually know is going to be very excited about that. The tickets go to Jay.
Jay Gillum.
Jay Gillum. Very excited for Jay. Jay, if you're not listening live, we'll reach out to you and let you know that you are coming along to Bobby Fox.
How
with Aaron and I. We'll
exciting.
both be there.
Yep.
As
Can't
well.
wait.
We're just ditching Celeste for the night, but we'll be there.
She's not invited.
She didn't get invited. She didn't make the guest list.
Guest list.
No.
Absolutely not true.
And, of course, if you were listening before the break, you know we're going to have another competition going on. So make sure you head to our socials because we've got multiple double passes to give away for Shake, Rattle and Roll on the 17th of June at Theberton Theatre. So that one's coming up soon, so make sure you head to that for details tomorrow.
We're getting all the good prizes.
We are.
It's great.
It's just very exciting.
So many
and we get to
shows.
see the shows most of the time too, which is really exciting.
This is why we got into radio.
This is why we got into radio.
know.
Because we weren't that good on the stage, but at least we get to watch the shows now.
Yeah, they're like, thank God you finally realised you don't belong on stage.
Yeah.
You belong in the audience.
In the audience. Yeah, that's exactly right.
But it is the part of the show that, you know, sadly we've arrived at, but I know our listeners are dying to hear this week's shit advice.
I don't know if we've actually ever been told that anyone enjoys shit advice.
I've
We're
actually
just
never
under the
received-
assumption that everyone enjoys shit advice.
I've never received positive nor negative feedback on it.
So we'll just say it was positive.
think
That's
it's
probably
just-
because by the time we get to this point in the show, no one's listening anymore.
Yeah, that's true. They're like,
No
oh yeah,
news is
listen
good
to the
news.
show, huh? Okay,
right.
so shit advice with our shit doctors, shit Celeste and shit Aaron.
Yep.
It's Dr. Shit Aaron and Dr. Shit
Dr.
Celeste.
Shit
as we
Celeste,
said
I told you that
week.
last week.
Is the shit the first name or should it come? Yeah, like you know.
What do you mean? Dr.
Or do you prefer
Dr. Aaron Shit.
Do you prefer Aaron shit Collins
Aaron Shit Collins.
and Celeste
Aaron's-
shit Lascala, or how do you prefer it?
It's Celeste Ariel Shitless Scala.
Aaron Gary Ross Shit.
Call us.
Oh goodness.
Oh, no, it's not going to be a repeat of last week.
this
This one
segment-
isn't from Purple, is
This
it?
one is not from Purple.
Okay.
This
No
one
Purple.
is from Boring Water.
What is boring
Wait.
water?
Boring-water 9045.
You're about as boring as boiled water.
I think
These-
I think water is quite interesting.
These names
actually.
are very interesting.
Yeah, no. Well, that's Reddit for you. Okay, this
All
is different. We haven't done anything like this before. It's
Okay.
a little bit more of like a serious question. A little bit more of a serious question.
So you're saying we have to keep it together?
No, I think you should you're shit doctors, really. That gives you a rein to do whatever you like.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
Okay, my partner and I live together in our apartment. We split bills, spend every day together. He's my best friend, and it's coming up on 2 years of dating, and we've talked a lot about marriage. We both know that someday we want to start a family when we've worked hard together and build the life that we want to build. My boyfriend has been planning on taking me ring shopping in a few weeks. Is 19 and 20 too young to get engaged? Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
That's a tough
Wow,
one.
that
It is a
tough.
tough one.
That's a tough one. First of all, I just clarify, if you're a Friends watcher, the last time Monica thought she was getting a ring, it was actually her partner was buying a boxing ring. So just clarify that when he says ring shopping, he's taking you to buy an actual wedding ring.
Yes, yes, true.
But it's 18 and 19
Celeste,
too young.
let's start with you this week.
Okay, so this one is 18 and 19 or 19 and 20?
19 and 20.
19 and 20. I don't know how much difference that makes, but okay. Okay, this is a tough one because we know a lot of people that were married young. Specifically, for example, our parents. Deanna and I, our parents got married at 19 and this year they're celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary. Congratulations, Mum and Dad. So I do know of many cases in which I guess getting married at a young age has been successful, but does that mean you necessarily encourage it? I don't know. I think that you don't need to be married to that young to experience life together. So I guess my advice would be, obviously, if you love each other, stay together and go and do all the amazing things that you have planned for your life first. But with that being said, I mean, if marriage isn't going to change anything and you're basically married anyway, for some people, it's just a formality. It's just a piece of paper. I would say hold off. Like, even if it's just 2 or 3 years, 21, 22 is still very young.
It is. It is.
That's true.
What about you, Aaron?
Well,
Run for the
You took a
hills.
while to get to marriage status, so what do you think?
Look, I was very much against marriage around that age.
Right.
I remember this.
Did you think you were never going to get married?
You know what? Because I wasn't popular in high school, around that age and in my 20s, I was in my slut years. It was fabulous.
You were in your rampage stage.
I was in my rampage stage with Wigman.
Shout out to you, man.
But I think, 19, 20, look, you know what? They've been together. So they said 2 years already, right?
Yeah. Which means they've been together since
At least
school?
since one of them was 17.
Yeah.
Which is
Well,
weird.
I was with my ex-husband at 17.
Ex being the operative word there.
This is why I'm asking the married people for the advice because, I got married at 22, but I'm now divorced.
Well, look, see, but this is the thing this day and age. Marriage is a different thing altogether because divorce is a very easy option.
Oh,
So
it's not that easy.
If it's not working for a year, you know what? Just go get a divorce. What does it matter? And go get married a second, a third, or fourth time.
I guess another part of it is like marriage these days. You don't necessarily have to be married if you live together for a lot of the legal stuff to kind of still apply. I know if you're living together for a certain amount of years, some of that stuff, regardless of whether you're married, still applies. Mm-hmm. So is it that big a change? I don't know. I don't know if it is anymore. Deanna, what are your thoughts as a previously married, now divorced woman in a de facto relationship?
Mind you, for everybody listening at home, I gave it a red hot go. It wasn't a year; it was 9 years.
You did.
It was 9 years before the marriage ended. Look, I think this is a very personal subject because when I got married, everybody told me I was too young, and I was certain at the time that this was something that I wanted to do for sure. I think that the only question you need to ask yourselves is: are you getting married because it's what's true for you, or are you getting married because it's what you think is the right thing to do, or you just think it's the next path? Because life can take many different paths, and when you're in your early 20s, you tend to follow the path that you've been kind of, I guess, shown to you. Once you get into your late 20s, it's usually when people start questioning everything about life. So if you really feel like this is the way that you should go, then it's part of your journey, do it. If you feel like you're like, oh, okay, well, that's just because we think it's the right thing to do, maybe just take some time to think about it, because trust me, you will change as you get older. You think you're never going to change, and you change so much.
True.
In the next 10 or 15 years.
Thanks, Dr. Shit Deanna.
Thank you.
We also got a message in from one of our listeners that says engaged at 19 is fine for the first marriage.
Oh,
So-
nice.
So, you just give it a trial. If it doesn't work, divorce, find someone else. But
No, you know what? Divorce is so messy. I say hold off, because honestly, you think it's easy to get divorced? It's not. You know how annoying it is when you're like, okay, I'm just done with like this person, and
Yeah.
you got to wait for the government to decide whether or not you're worthy of a divorce.
the powers that be.
Maybe we'll talk about that on next week's show.
Next week's our
That's
divorce.
my
Join
soapbox
us
rant.
at 5 p.m. next Tuesday where we talk divorce.
We'll talk about this on show number 18 and 19.
The beginning of the end. Well, it has been a fun show, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, if you are listening to us live, please check us out on the podcast on all your major podcasting platforms. And if you're listening on the podcast and you want to listen live, you can download the Radio Italia Adelaide app, Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app. And of course, if you're listening on the podcast, give us a 5-star rating only. Please, but some ratings, because it really helps our show. It's getting out there. We're getting a lot of momentum with the podcast, and it's so much fun. We really enjoy doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And give us some likes on the socials too.
Yeah.
Like some follows.
Some follows. Let us know what you like. We want to make this show as fun for everybody listening as it is for us doing it.
Yeah.
So please reach out to us. Don't be afraid. We're super grateful to have you here.
Also, big congratulations to our double pass winner for Bobby Fox, Mr. Jay Gillam.
Yes.
And be sure to enter our latest competition, just announced tonight, 3 double passes to Shake, Rattle and Roll on Saturday, 17th of June, coming up very soon. So check out our socials on how to enter those as well.
I actually think one more congratulations is in order, and that's to Celeste.
Oh, what did I do?
She had her first viral video on TikTok, which has been the talk of the week.
Talk of the last 24 hours, really.
I always
Yes.
knew you'd go viral and never go
I
away.
know. We should check what it's at right now.
There's an ointment for that.
At last check, it was at 77,000. 77,000. So you know what? I might not be here next week because I'm famous.
Living on your Insta fame.
She's TikTok famous.
You
And then I'll be back
fame.
in 2 weeks, and I'm like, it's gone.
Gone.
It's over.
Now, have a fabulous week, and we'll see you
Next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide. It's your favourite trio, 2 Brunettes A Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats, sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.